Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to my channel. So I have my second poem to read to you guys, my second week. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for all those that's liked and subscribed and shared. Thank you, it means so much to me, and the support means so much to me. Like I said from my last video, my goal is just to share this video with the world to inspire and encourage others and to help lift people up, not only during this time, but no matter what you're going through with the coronavirus, with maybe you've lost somebody, or maybe you're going through depression. Who knows what it is? I just hope that this video can just shine a little light and help inspire and encourage everyone. Okay, so with that being said, this poem is entitled Behind the Mask. Many are the people I see walking by. Much are the troubles they face in their lives. Half smiles on their faces, scars on their hearts. Eyes so gloomy, all these minds that are lost. Hopelessness written all over their face. Inside they feel an amount of disgrace. Inadequate, not good enough is what they've been told. They will never measure up to anything more. Ugly, fat, skinny, so many lies. Starving themselves until they nearly die. If you could only see what I see underneath, the pain, so much they hold inside, thinking it would be better to take their lives. And we ask why. As if we have a perfect life, we judge as if we do no wrong, as if our actions can do no harm. If our words have the power of life and death, why are we hating and not loving instead? We all have a story. We all have a soul. We all have a perfect plan, a purpose that's more. There is only one name in which we can be saved. Nothing can compare to His amazing grace. He is the essence of life. He is love indeed. Let's open our eyes so that we may see who we were truly created to be. Let Christ in your heart, surrender your soul. Be forever free, a slave of this world, no more. You were bought with a price. For you, Jesus gave His life. There is no greater gift and no greater love than His. And that's the end of this poem, because without God, we are incomplete. Without God, we are nothing, because God is life, God is love, God is everything good in this world. So if we don't have God, it's no wonder why we do feel incomplete. I remember for 24 years of my life, I felt incomplete. I just felt lost. I feel like there was something more, like always something missing. And then when I gave my life to Christ, I found what was missing, and that missing piece was God, because He was able to put my life back together, and I found out who I was in Him. I'm a child of God, fearfully and wonderfully made. But one of the reasons why I decided, what inspired me to write this poem, was because, let's face it, there is just so many young people that are just suffering from depression, and stressed out, and many of them have committed suicide, which is very, very sad, and which is very unfortunate, because it should never come down to that. It should never come down to anyone, especially a child, having to commit suicide. And I think that I think if we're there more as teachers, as parents, as counselors, just as neighbors, if we're there, for those kids, even just to say a word of encouragement, to see how you're doing, to take time, to let them know that they're worth something, I think that those totals would not be as high as they are. All these kids committing suicide, I think it's absolutely wrong. I think that behind the mask of an adult, of a child, is just so much kids seeking attention, attention that maybe they're not receiving from home, or maybe they're being bullied, or who knows what's going on. But I know that it's not right, and I know that we need to stand up and do something about it. I think a lot of times we are just so focused on ourselves, and I think that's the problem, is we get so focused up in our problems that we are so blind to see the problems of other people, and that may even be kind of like not so much rejecting, but kind of like even putting our own kids off, and other people off, our friends. How many of us actually take the time to call somebody, or to talk to our kids, or just to see how they're doing, where they're at, how is school? Well, I mean, not with the coronavirus right now, but how is life? How are you feeling? And I think it's just so easy sometimes just to give our kids like a phone or technology, or, to babysit them, or because there's just been, all this technology now that we don't really have like time with our kids we do have the time, but we just don't take advantage sometimes of like being together, as a whole. I know one thing for me, when I seen that kind of happening in my own family, was like, okay, let's go get a game. I know my daughter was like, let's go get a game. So we went to Target, picked out a game, and that's something that we do now as a family. We sit together, we play a game, or we take a walk, because exercise is good too. We take a walk, we talk, or in the mornings, we read our devotion, we read a Bible story, and that's something that's been something positive that's going on that has been working in our family. But I know that without God, like I said, I was lost, and I know without God, many other people was lost. And it's like, what do people label? So many people, so many kids, are just being labeled nowadays, bullied nowadays. They're being told that they're dumb, they're stupid, you're too skinny, you're too fat. I myself, maybe wasn't to that extent labeled, but I have been called names too. I remember being called a mutt in elementary school by one of my friends, and that kind of hurt, because I'm Mexican and I'm white, that doesn't give anybody the right to call anybody names, and so that kind of hurt me. And being called conceited, because I know now, and even in high school where I was called conceited, and people would label me as that was quite the opposite. But like I said, until you get to truly know somebody, you have no right to label them. Only God has the right to define us, and he does so many times in the Bible. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God formed you in your mother's womb. He created you with a purpose, a perfect plan, but unfortunately sometimes we never get to experience that, because maybe somebody doesn't tell you about Christ, or maybe we reject Christ, or who knows what the reason is. But let me tell you, Christ is real, 100% real, and his word is true. His word has been true in my life since even the beginning. Before I even gave my life to Christ, God was watching over and protecting me. Why? Because he already had a plan, and a destined plan for me, for my family, for my children. So let me tell each and every one of you that may be going through, something, or being called names, or maybe thinking about taking your life, don't, because that is the enemy. The enemy is trying to take as many lives as he can right now. He's only here to steal, kill, and destroy your marriages, your friendships, your life, your confidence, and everything that's positive, everything that's good, everything that is true. Satan is trying to take that away, and that is very true. So I'm just here to give you that word of encouragement and tell you, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. There's always somebody there. I mean, there's somebody there that you can talk to. And even if you want to, comment below and tell me something that's been going on with you that I can help you pray for, that I can pray with you about. Or if you just want to share your story, let me know. Comment below, because everybody needs that sometimes. Everybody needs encouragement sometimes. I don't care, or I do care. I'm sorry. We all are weak sometimes. In other words, you know, we're not always strong. Sometimes we're weak. Sometimes we hear something that we don't want to hear, or something might happen to us, or a trial we face. You know, sometimes we do get weak. But guess what helps us? It helps all those that are we surrounded with, you know, positive, encouraging people helping to encourage us with God's word, you know. That's what it's about, is just being there for each other, you know. And if you see somebody down, or even if you don't see them down, you know, somebody that you may not have talked to, maybe they need you. Maybe they need you to call them and just say hi to them and allow them to know it's going to be all right. Or maybe your neighbor, or maybe you don't even know your neighbor, but you see them across the street, and or next to you, and you see them and you see that maybe they're not too happy, or even if they are happy, you know, say hi to them, see how they're doing, you know. Maybe they'll share their story with you. Who knows, you know. But that's an opportunity, and that's what God has called us to do, you know. As children of God, that's what God has called us to do. And let me just tell you that every label that this world has given to you, reject it, because it's not true. You are worth more, and the Bible says so. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, in hopes that we shall not perish but have everlasting life. So whenever you believe God, whenever you receive him, believe him and receive him, Jesus, into your heart, you become a child of God. You become, you know, you welcome into the family, you know. And I just want to encourage you all to do that, you know, to put your hope and put your trust in God, because that is the only way. You know, he is the way, the truth, and the life, and there is no other way. So he died for you. Christ died for you. How much more could someone else love you? There is no one else in this world could love you that much. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And like I said, if you could please support me by liking and subscribing and sharing this video, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, there's so many people that, you know, need to hear this video, that need this encouragement. And I just thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys next week. Bye.